market. So with that said, I'm glad you're all here. I think it goes without saying, it's a great day to listen to the Color Guide report here at VectorVest. Like the fall colors on my way to work today, I see a lot of red. A lot of red. So let's get started. Obviously, this is the Power Hour. Bob, glad you're here. Roger, glad you're here. Bruce, glad you're here. Sorry about that, folks. A little complaint about some noise in the background. My apologies. Should be good now. Thanks, Bob, for pointing that out. Everybody in the YouTube channel, glad you're here. We are going to get ready to ramp some things up here and obviously start analyzing some stock. So glad everybody's with us. Obviously, it's a rough day. We're going to get started in the upper left-hand corner here on the homepage. The Dow Jones is currently down 173. The NASDAQ, tough day for the NASDAQ, down 268. The S&P is down 41, not too bad. The S&P 100 is down 29. VectorVest Composite, not bad at 0.20, so little hope there, I guess. We're currently tracking here at VectorVest 9,836 stocks. We have 1,116 stocks we're analyzing. Everybody just give me 1 minute, please. Can everybody see on screen 2? Does everybody see the presentation on the community channel? Okay, give me 1 minute, please. Hopefully everybody should see the screen now. Let me know in the chat, please, if you can see screen in the community channel. Excellent. All right. Little technical difficulties here. I apologize for that, but I think we're good to go. Everybody in YouTube, looks like we're doing well there.
We're seeing in the community room. We're seeing your community room screen.
Okay. Very good.
No. Hold on.
All right.
Here, can you drag your the window for the community? That window over to where I'm at.
Yep.
Okay, now we're seeing See, this is your preview right here. Let's go. Stop that. And then stop that. And then let's share. Call this screen 1.
Yep.
Go entire screen.
Good point, Richard. I'm glad that you can see Dr. DeLito up there. That is actually my background screen at VectorVest. I see that every day as a reminder of what Dr. DeLito would like us to do, which is obviously to pick safe, undervalued stocks rising in price.
All right. You're good to go now.
Excellent.
They're seeing VectorVest.
Thank you, guys. See how that's great. You want a copy, Richard? All right. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll ask the marketing department if I could share that screen of Dr. DeLito. I'm glad everybody sees that. That's great. Everybody could see me. Everything's good. Everything's good now, right? From a technology perspective. Excellent. This is a live broadcast, obviously. So, just to reiterate kind of where we left off, for those that know me that are interested in the screen of Dr. DeLito as your background for your computer, give me a call. Frankly, I think it's really important to remember why we're here. We are here to pick safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price. And part of the presentation today will be to identify stocks that meet that criteria. They call us the Power Hour because, frankly, we're going to analyze your stocks in the room here today. Okay. Let's start to ramp this up. I'm going to talk and kind of review the homepage, do the technical difficulties. Really what we're seeing here is a lot of red across the board. I did mention really you should listen to Color Guard Report today. Today's a great day to build a watch list, put the watch list together, prepare yourself for whatever Monday's action may be. These weekends are so news driven, frankly, we don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so the power of the watch list. Dr. DeLito would advise us to look at the watch list, put your best candidates on the list, sort the watch list by RT, and let's see where we're at on Monday. But today we're going to analyze some great stocks, okay? So let's finish up on the homepage. Please start typing in your stocks right now, please. Obviously, the markets are all down. The number of buy-rated stocks is 1,015 in the database of 9,836 stocks. 3,011 are currently rated a sell, and 5,811 investments are currently rated a hold. I don't know anybody in Wall Street, frankly, that covers this many stocks. This is an excellent barometer of what's actually happening on Wall Street here today due to the large volume of stocks that we cover in the VectorVest composite. Okay, we're going to go over here to the right. Currently, it's tough to say this. We are 3 ticks in the red. It's a follow through of yesterday. When we're looking at VectorVest, we have to remind ourselves that VectorVest is color coordinated. Red, very bad, downward trending color. Yellow is a transitionary color. The last time we spoke, we were 3 tiles into the yellow, and we have subsequently transitioned into really a lot of red tiles. We got it confirmed down on November 6th. We have follow through on that right now. We'll see what happens between now and 4 o'clock. Okay. In terms of possibly anything positive happening here, which frankly doesn't look good. Midas Touch stocks, we have 1 stock in the green, as you can see right here. You can stock in the green right here. That's excellent. Over here, we have RT Industries. We have 1 industry currently in the green. Okay. And over here, the RT sectors. A little bit of a mixed bag there. However, 3 sectors are currently up. Utilities. I'm not sure if that's a strong situation when utilities are actually up on the day. Steel and banking stocks. Okay. So the moral of the story here is VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. However, we do advocate creating a watch list and putting your best candidates forward. Okay. Let's go to the viewers tab next. Now, we've been accumulating over here in the Power Hour. This is a folder created by Thad Reed. As a reminder, I am Thad Reed. I'm an instructor here at VectorVest. I know a lot of people in the room know me. I've been here at VectorVest for over 15 years. I look forward to having continuing relationships with you folks. And part of this is the evolution of me doing the Power Hour. So this is a great opportunity. I put some stocks in here just to analyze really quickly. Please start, entering the stocks in the room, and we'll start looking at those as well. Okay. Now, with that said, this is my 4th week. These lists are all created by me. This is 11/7, and this is the start of our list. Okay. Now, I'm going to right click really quickly here. I'm going to auto fit all columns, so it's a little bit easier to see them. Okay. Here's the company name. The first stock we're going to look at here is MU. MU is our top rated VST stock at VectorVest. It is currently down 2.21%. PRC essentially is, how is the stock performing from last night's 4 o'clock close to 2:09 p.m. at 11/7/2025? And the answer is, it's down 2.17%. The price is currently $233.18. Here at VectorVest, we put a value on every stock, so you know if you're buying an overvalued or an undervalued stock. Dr. DeLito believed that anybody who's buying stock should know if they're buying a stock that is overvalued or undervalued. So that essentially means, what is the stock currently worth? Okay. Price is $232.98. Value is $331.43. And that looks undervalued to me. Correct? All right. So that's an undervalued stock. We're going to look at the 3 indicators over here. We have 2 indicators here that are fundamental indicators and 1 technical indicator, and we're going to get started with RV. Really, RV is essentially at VectorVest, we want to know how the stock compares to a AAA corporate bond. Okay. To make this easy, if there's any new people in the room, if I'm a coach of a team, I look at RV as upside potential. Do you have upside potential? The genius of Dr. DeLito was taking unbelievably complicated math over 30 years of developing these mathematical equations and putting them on a scale of 0 to 2. Okay? Above 1 is excellent. Below 1, not so good. Okay? An RV score of 1.76 on a scale of 2 is absolutely fantastic. Okay? So I feel good about the RV score here. RS is consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance. Well, that's really important to me as an investor to know. If you're a prudent investor, RV and RS should be above 1. This meets the criteria for a prudent investor. Now, RT, our technical indicator, is the short-term price trend of a stock. It is currently at 1.91 on a scale of 2. That is an absolutely dynamic, excellent number. So this stock, because it's above 1, is currently upward trending. On Wall Street, there's a lot of vendors out there that give you a lot of information, but VectorVest is the only one that includes technical and fundamental information in a single indicator, and that indicator is known as VST. It combines technical and fundamental indicators on a scale of 2, 1.72, frankly, monster number. CI is the comfort index. The comfort index, well, that's a very important indicator for my investment style. And of course, everybody has different investment styles, and VectorVest really gives you the best of all worlds. If you're a day trader, swing trader, long-term investor, retirement investor, okay, we're going to give you the tools to be successful. And that's part of what we're doing here today. What does CI help me with? Price resiliency. Okay, when the market's going down, does this stock have the ability to resist severe and or lengthy price declines? So that's a big number at 1.53. VectorVest currently has this stock rated a buy. We also at VectorVest put a stop line on every graph, and really we'll talk about this momentarily. What you need to know for right now is that the price goes below the stop line, VectorVest is automatically going to rate the stock a sell. It's predicated on a 13-week moving average of closing prices. We do factor in company fundamentals on that. Okay. Celestica, CLS is the symbol. Real rough day, down at 7.27. That's a tough number. The price is currently $316. The value of this is $241.85. This is an overvalued stock. RV is an excellent number at 1.52. And RS, boy, it's a good number at 1.42. RT, 1.66 is a huge number. That's excellent. Obviously not as good as Micron, but the total VST at 1.54 is an excellent number. And really just a monster on CI, 1.75. It's currently rated a buy here at VectorVest, and the stop price is $267.71. Okay. AU is Anglo Gold. It's currently up 2.21. The gold markets had a little bit of a rough go at it. Looks like we've got two gold stocks here pushing higher today. The price is currently at $69.36. Okay, remember I said the program's color coordinated. Here, obviously, is another example. Red down, green up. Okay, the value is $120.38. So this stock is what? Significantly undervalued, and that's a great thing. RV is absolutely dynamic at 1.8. RS is 1.41. That's a great number. And RT is 1.34 with a really strong score of 1.51. The CI in this is 1.75. We currently have this as a buy. So across the board, this looks like a great candidate. Another gold stock, been very popular amongst the subscribers at VectorVest, is Kinross. The symbol here is KGC, currently up 1.37%. The price is $24. The value of this is 41.44. Again, an undervalued stock. RV 1.79, RS 1.43, RT 1.29. A little bit lower on the RT score. VST 1.49. Again, a great number. And CI is 1.76. Excellent number. Okay. Currently rated to buy with a stop of 22.31. Now, folks, if you're new to the room, we are going to obviously graph these stocks momentarily. I just kind of run through this list really quickly, and then we'll do that. APH down slightly at 0.70. The price is $137.14. The value here is $94.26. This stock is what? Overvalued. Okay, and overvalued speaks to risk. RV, upside potential, 1.46. RS is 1.44. And RT is 1.41. The VST score is 1.43, and the CI is 1.70. Great numbers across the board, currently rated a buy, with the stop coming in at 121.90. The stop can also be looked at as the final line in the sand. You know, there's criteria of when you should sell, and we always teach in the Successful Investor and some of our other coaching that we offer here at VectorVest, you should know, frankly, when you want to sell the stock the day you buy it. There are other indicators that we look at VectorVest, but certainly, you know, if the price goes below the stop line, you know, you have to ask yourself why you bought the stock. And frankly, it's a very simple answer, because you thought the stock was going to go higher in price. Remember what Dr. DeLito said: pick safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. Now, NVIDIA, very popular stock. Everybody knows the story. NVDA, the price in this is 1.64. The price, is $184.99. The value is 200. So this stock is well, it is what it is. Okay. Would you call that fairly valued in the room? You know, that's a good question, you know. So, but nonetheless, RV is a great number at 1.6. RS is 1.46. Now, RT is getting very close to below 1. And when that goes below 1, it's downward trending. VST is 1.36 and CI is 1.2. We currently have this stock rated as a hold. And of course, the stop price is 174.94. Now, this is a little bit tricky for the new people in the room. I'm going to go to the last stock. I'm going to do two things. The first thing I'm going to do is right-click on the stock. I'm going to go to View Full Stock Analysis Report. Right-clicking is a very important function in VectorVest. If I click on Full Stock Analysis Report, this is an awesome amount of information. Frankly, you should really print one of these out, or be aware of what it says for every stock that is in your watch list. Right here is a business description. NVIDIA engages in the design and manufacture of computer graphic processors, chipsets, and related multimedia software. It operates through the following segments: graphics processing unit, GPU, and compute and networking. What I've always loved about the stock analysis report is the 3-month graph. Okay, that is excellent, the 3-month graph. And also, of course, we have the industry graph right here as well. This is a 3-month graph. You can start to see the industry is breaking down, and guess what? So isn't the stock. We're going to go a little bit further down this page here. Okay, NVIDIA is fairly valued, has a well above average safety, and is currently rated a hold. The reason why we're here is, again, this report is color coordinated. Everything that we see here is telling us a story. Green is good, red is bad. This happens to also be where all of the terms and definitions at VectorVest are located. One of the things I really like at VectorVest is GRT. Reflects the company's 1 to 3 year forecasted earnings growth rate in percent per year. NVIDIA has a forecasted earnings growth rate of 32%, which VectorVest considers to be excellent. You will absolutely know everything you need to know about NVIDIA because of the information VectorVest provides on a stock analysis report. Okay? Again, folks, that was a right click. Now what I'm going to do is right click. I'm a little old school here. I'm going to hold the control button down, highlight all the stocks. Once the stocks are highlighted, you right click on one of the highlighted stocks, and we're going to go to view a stock graph. Okay. So once we have the graph up, this is really where we're going to get ramped up here with the power hour. And I'm going to start typing in some symbols right now. Okay. And I'm going to take just a moment in case everyone's kind of wondering what I'm doing. I got a lot of people, asking me questions here. Let me just take a look at some things here really quickly. Nancy, thank you for that. Troy, thank you for that. Lee, thank you for that. Let's type in some of these symbols. We got Microsoft here. I'm going to put a comma in here, and you can type in as many stocks as you want. AREC, thank you for that. UAMY, thank you, Dave. WDC. There's got to be a bad stock that someone is brave enough to type in here. I mean, a sell rated stock with poor RV and poor RS. Don't be afraid to type one in. Let's have a little fun. We learn a lot by looking at bad stocks as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to hit enter here really quickly. So all these stocks invariably are going to be loaded into the program. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate it. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, CL. Okay. Let's get started with the buy, hold, sell recommendation bar here at VectorVest. I love a stock that sets up as a sell, hold to a buy. If you're currently looking at this stock over here, the stock is currently rated a hold. However, this is the point right here I want to talk about. If a stock is never rated a sell, it really speaks to the fact that the stock is upward trending, and hold really means the stock is invariably going sideways, as you could clearly see on the graph. A sell, once again, means the price has gone below the stop line. This sell is very brief in duration, which to me is a great setup point. Invariably, you're going to see prices drop significantly. It did. RT is at the low point here at the bottom. Again, our technical indicator. Now, during this period of time, to the left, when the stock is rated to hold, the predominant time RT was below 1. And you can see what's happening during this period of time. Stock is going downward trending. So RT starts to bounce up here, not above 1, comes back down, and hits 1 right here. At that exact moment in time, you could see it goes from a sell, hold to a buy. The new buy rating is very intriguing to me because invariably there are 4 components at VectorVest that makes a stock a buy rating. The one I love is the fact that the stock has to be going higher in price. VectorVest is the only company on Wall Street that factors in price action for the stock to be a buy recommendation. So when I see a stock that goes from a sell to a buy or a hold to a buy, I know by definition in the mathematical equation of Dr. DeLito that in fact the stock is high. It's going higher in price. And we could clearly see that right here. Okay. And then we have the run. We have the run. We have the run. During this period of time, RT running, making higher highs and lower lows. Beautiful. Now, here's where we get a little bit concerned. What's happening now? Still upward trending, but what's happening? Yeah, we're starting to fight that upward trend here. So the magnitude of the upward trend is essentially dissipating and really touches 1 here and the stock becomes a hold. And really, we're just kind of pegged sideways here. It is below 1 right now and currently rated a hold. So RT is a very powerful indicator in conjunction with the buy, hold, sell recommendation. Let's talk about this price action up here and what the blue line represents. Over here on the right are what's called parameters. These parameters, when they have a check mark in front of the box, show us a color assignment. In this case, this is blue. So the stop line is right here. There's a couple things about the stop line I think are very important. Obviously, we know when the stock price goes below the stop line, the stock automatically became a sell. Okay, we know that. Okay, so there it is. And we'll see this maybe later in some of the other graphs. Sometimes when it gaps away like this did here, it does revert back to the mean, if you will. In this case, the stop line. And then subsequently is sideways. Obviously, since the market has been heading down since our last presentation, this stock has come down as well. The stop line is down. RT is down. Now, let's talk about earnings. Remember, again, pick safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price. In the room, is this rising in price? No, it's not. However, I would certainly consider putting this on my watch list, and let's see what happens. When you create a watch list at VectorVest, the dynamic part of the watch list is the fact that you could sort the stocks by RT. When you sort the watch list by RT, the best players to put on the field are at the top of the screen. The weaker candidates, the ones that frankly we should shy away from or maybe even weed our garden, will be at the bottom of the page. Dr. DeLito called that forced ranking. It makes it so easy to know the best stocks that are upward trending are at the top of your watch list. Don't complicate it. Okay? We want you to buy an upward trending stock in an upward trending market. Well, that's 0 for 2 here. Okay, let's go to the next one. That's Microsoft, folks. That's a pretty elongated sell period up there where the stock price spent a lot of time below the stop line. If I see a bar that has a lot of sell and hold periods, it makes me very cautious. Has pointed out in the last several power hours, a lot of stocks really did tumble in here. Okay, I would somewhat call this stock sideways. Moving RT is all over the place, as you can see. But this is where things got a little bit crazy. First of all, let's identify the fact this is a low price stock. So by definition, it will be more risky. It's at $4. The stock has now gone from a sell to a hold, which is very intriguing, and RT is rising. Okay. So the setup I like to see that VectorVest has taught me, if I'm speculating and RT is rising above 1 and stock price is rising, and here's the thing, earnings is rising during this period of time, but the earnings are not very big in this company. Okay, so that's what you know right in here. Now RT's bouncing. That's, here you go. Bouncing, hits that high. Interesting. Hits that high. And then it kind of goes sideways in here. And then we have a sideways moving RT. And then RT just drops off. Now, here at VectorVest, we believe that earnings per share is the driving force in stock prices going higher. I hope everybody can agree to that. Okay, so here what we see must be an earnings story, but earnings dramatically went down and now they're losing money. There's a lot of fish we cover here at VectorVest. And I just don't know if this is the best setup. I'm going to call this more of a speculative stock. We do not advocate at VectorVest buying stock with negative earnings per share. It just speaks to risk. Okay. Now over here is a slider bar for those new in the room. Okay. I'm going to left click on the slider bar, go to the next stock. Here is, that kind of sell, hold, buy, sell, hold, buy. It's just a constant denominator on this particular stock. Wow, 20 down to $8. That is rough. And this is where we use the power of VectorVest. So we know by the basic definition, the buy, hold, sell recommendation bar, we're looking at a speculative stock. On a lot of ways, $1.67 to, this is a low price stock. And then all of a sudden it starts to really ramp up here. Earnings are slightly improving. Now, remember, folks, forecasting is what we do at VectorVest with GRT, as well as our earnings per share is forecasted out. Okay, so we have it forecasted out that in the future they're going to be making money. Not a lot of money, though. That's the thing. RS right here is 1.05. Okay, so it does have consistency and predictability of performance of price, but it's just not a big number there at 1.05. But I suppose it's within the means. I'm okay. All right. So it went from a sell to a hold, and there it is. The stock is popped above price, which is why it's currently rated a hold. Over here, RT went from the high point of 2. Look at that, folks. At 2, dropped to below 1, went up. But to me, that's a downward trending trend. Now, historically, when this stock has done this, it crossed above 1 and went from a sell hold to a buy, on a speculative basis, you've made a tremendous amount of money in this stock. But this stock, you better know when to sell. And frankly, again, to revisit what I said earlier, you should know when you want to sell before you even buy this stock. So let's kind of clarify what we're looking at here. Again, value is $4.15. The stock is currently at $8 and some change. So what we're looking at here is a really overvalued stock even after the sell-off. The stop line is at $7.80, so the stock is currently popping above that at $8.23, therefore giving it a hold. The RT is obviously well below 1 at 0.47. That's a rough number, unfortunately. And earnings per share, 0.17. It does pop in an RS score of 1.05, and GRT is a monster number at 50. Okay? This would fall under the speculative class for me just based upon the price of the stock. Wow. This is fantastic. Hopefully, everybody looks at this stock and says, wow, I wish I owned this stock. Sell, hold to buy. There's our setup. And there's the crossover right there of the stop line. RT hits this really low kind of pivot point and pushes above 1. And right in here, if you were to pick this up when RT is rising during this period of time, the VectorVest system would have made you a great deal of money. The cautionary tale for me on this is, during this period of time, earnings is down, and that is very concerning to me, but they're still making money. And then RT recovers and really pushing up right here. So earnings is hitting a big number here, 7.39. RT is up here at 1.97. I keep bringing up Helen. Hopefully you're in the room here today. Helen, you can see obviously historically that RT can push at the higher RT level for quite a while. Okay, and this stock meets that criteria. Not that bad of a day considering what's going on in the market in terms of that price. The value of this is 184.83, so the stock is undervalued. The stop line, 123.89. RT is 1.94. Again, folks, 2 is the highest it can be, so that's an excellent number. Earnings per share is 7.48. That is a great number. They're making a lot of money. And RS, here's the thing. RS is 0.91, just to be aware of that. GRT, however, forecasted earnings is 31, which VectorVest considers to be a good number. Let's go down to the next one here. Currently rated a buy, which is great. Let's talk about the gapping up here of the candlesticks versus the stop line. Again, just to reiterate, sell, hold to buy is an excellent setup at VectorVest. Every stock was very invariably a sell right here. This is a petroleum stock. Right here, it pulls away and kind of gaps up there, and it kind of reverts back to the mean, goes sideways. A little bit test here, but it bounces back. A little bit of a test here, and it bounces back, and really just continues to run higher. Okay. So it's coming off the year high. Here at VectorVest, we put a low triangle pointing down and a high triangle pointing up. Ideally, we want to see that triangle pegged all the way over to the right. What that means is we're buying an upward trending stock. All right, so here we go. Value, $12.08. It's a little bit overvalued, but it's certainly within my margin. I'm comfortable with that. The stop line is 11.22. Clearly, the stock is above that in a buy. RT is 1.35, which is a great number, and RS is 1.11, and there it is right there. That's an excellent number for RS. GRT is a little light at 17. However, what do we see here? Really, it's not a big number, but their earnings are heading in the right direction. Okay, it would be hard not to have this particular stock in a watch list. Okay. So that's it for the first tranche of stocks. Hopefully someone saw some things there that maybe they want to add into a watch list. Okay. Let's go and get out of graphs here for one moment. I'm going to come back to this screen right here. Here we have a list of stocks, and one of the things we advocate at VectorVest is weeding the garden and taking the weaker candidates off the page. It's really hard to do in the video, but I am going to right click on the video. I'm going to delete that from, see that? That's called weeding the garden. Sometimes this could be a little tough. I'm going to take the temptation to video off the page, and really let's start new. I'm deleting absolutely everything on the page. We're going to do another group of stocks. Remember, we have until 3 o'clock. We get plenty of time. All right. So, Bill, thank you. Richard cashed out. Great idea. Bill, CRS, let's add that into the list. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Anybody, let's see, DXPE. App. A little thing to point out, we don't always know the stock symbols of the stock, but if you type in, like, let's say A, you'll get a menu, and then let's say I type in A again, and let's say, for the sake of argument, I want to look at Apple here. I'm going to add that into the list. That'll be my pick there. We'll see what that looks like today. Okay. So let's do a few more here. Tesla. Wow. A lot of news on Tesla. $1 trillion. Wow. That's a lot of money. Imagine that. And by the way, that's what the board approved to pay Elon Musk to run Tesla, in case anyone hasn't seen that news story. That's a lot of money. Folks, I really appreciate you providing me with the symbols here today. Thank you very much. We'll just look at this next list here real quick. Oh, finally, we got a sell-rated stock. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to go down to the last stock. I'm going to left click on it. I'm going to hit Control A this time. Control A is another way of highlighting all the stocks. I showed you a different methodology before. I'm going to right click on one of the stocks, and we're going to take a look at, obviously, View Stock Graph. Okay. This has been a very popular stock, and a lot of people talk about it. Again, the sell criteria is the same for every stock, but when it becomes a sell, hold to a buy here, RT pops above 1, 2 days before it hits RT, pops above it, a little bit of a retest right here, then RT gains its upward momentum. Okay, the stock starts to run, and there it is. You're picking this up at 137. In a very brief period of time, frankly, you come really close to almost doubling your money here, which is obviously fantastic. The stock is really vacillating right now between predominant color, a hold, and a couple of buys. And I'm going to call this a little bit of indecision here. This appears to be at support right now. Obviously, up here is resistance at 217.92. But man, look at that. That stop line, man. You are flirting with a possible sell signal there. Okay. So the dynamics of the market, it is what it is. This is a clean energy play. I think we should note as well. Okay, so RT does what we expected to in an upward trending stock. It really kind of runs out of steam at 1.78. It tests that. It comes down a little bit. It pushes up. Pushes up. I guess what didn't happen. It doesn't go to 1.78 or higher, does it? It's making lower highs. And that, my friends, is the power of RT. Should you be concerned? Maybe. I might be concerned. How about maybe tightening your trailing stop? What's your action plan if you think your stock may be starting to transition to a downward trending stock? Okay. Now remember, folks, let's define something here really quickly. I coach a lot of people at VectorVest, and I ask this question of almost every person I coach. Why'd you buy the stock? And frankly, the answer is very simple. Because you thought the stock price was going to go higher. Okay? because you thought the stock price was going to go higher. To me, the stock price is not going higher. This violates Dr. DeLito's rules. Let's mention again, pick safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. This does not meet Dr. DeLito's criteria. Okay? So that is what it is. So to me, when it's going sideways, that is losing opportunity cost money. And that's what we're doing right now. This is sideways moving stock. Now, maybe the cash could be deployed and maybe cash, if you sell it, or maybe you start reviewing your watches to look for those next potential candidates on the upcoming campaign that hopefully you're getting prepared to take advantage of. Okay, so that's where we are right now. To me, this is sideways. RT is meandering and flirting with the 1 the whole entire time here. We're currently down below 1. And to me, it looks like RT, frankly, is making what? It's just hitting new lows here. So be very careful here. However, we certainly can't complain about this beautiful earnings per share story. That's what we want to see with earnings per share. So the value of this is 147.20. So it is currently what? Overvalued. The stop price is 183.15. We are, not far removed from that. RT is 85, so we know it's downward trending. Remember, folks, when it's below 1, it's downward trending. Earnings per share is 8.29. RS is 1.07. So it does have what we need in terms of the engine that creates what? Consistency and predictability of financial performance. Okay? GRT is 17%. To me, that's a little on the weaker side, but still a positive number. Again, this is a clean energy stock. Okay, let's go to the next one. Wow, this is absolutely interesting. Wow. You're up 100% on this. Beautiful. Not a lot of sell on this buy, hold, sell recommendation bar, which is absolutely what we want to see at VectorVest. When the stock goes from a sell, hold to buy. Notice how short the duration is of these holds. Man, very short. And then subsequently, the stock pulls above that stop line. We put it a buy right there. Looks like let's say we're 192, 199. Boy, that's a lot of volatility in one day. But nonetheless, the stock does run to 325. Okay, so the stock goes up during the buy period. However, as I've been trying to point out to you, what's RT doing from here? What's RT doing? Folks, what's RT doing? It's going down. Okay? They're going down. Okay, what does stock price do? It's reflected by the power of RT. Okay? It reaches the high point right here, and then here it starts to fall. Here it falls. Here it falls. And there you are. Now, why'd you buy the stock? Boy, it'd be awfully tough, I have to say, in this period of time, not to take a course of action. Dr. Paul, the late great Dr. Paul, used to say, well, you could always sell half your position, or other remedies to make yourself sleep comfortably here. Now the stock is sideways to downward trending, and then right here, okay, here's where it really gets interesting. The stock dynamically, we get the new buy right there. Okay, RT, see RT gathering momentum to the upside, crosses above 1, and then with conviction, RT goes above 1. Okay, so in a market that's really kind of been struggling, as you know, this is upward trending today at 325.80. It is unfortunately overvalued. We value the stock at 255.75. So again, VectorVest believes that's the current worth of this stock. The stop line is 272.16. The RT is 1.7. So therefore upward trending. The earnings per share, a big monster number at 9.31. And the RS is 1.42. That's an absolutely great number. And frankly, if you look at the earnings per share at the bottom of the graph, that speaks for itself. And GRT is 26. Again, that's a great number. So here we go. Currently rated to buy. And by the way, you're essentially doubling your money here going back to April through November. That's just a monster rate of return. Okay. Let's go to the next one here really quickly. Wow. Fantastic. So a lot, again, a lot of stocks had this sell, but this one really kind of took a hit during this period. It does go from a hold to a buy right here. So let's look down. Price hits 280. That's rough, thereabouts, right? 260, 280. And during that period of time, the stock's ready to sell. It crosses above right there. Okay, right there. $4. So you double your money here. You know, it's up to 467, does go sideways. The RT is really testing you here, and then it rockets right here, and then it's off to the races. And RT really hasn't looked back. Right here, it really was sideways moving, and then it dynamically pulls higher. We have 3 great candlesticks here in a row. I mean, that's fantastic. So it's probably some form of a news-driven story. We could do that information right here, where you could look up stock news, find out what's moving this stock. Okay. Since we're here really quickly, you know, we are here during the power hour studying a 1-year graph down in the bottom right-hand corner. You can see the duration of the time period we're looking at. And right here, we are looking at a 1-year time frame. Okay. So this is very good information right here. And you know, frankly, it's hard not to make money here. Okay. This is a great run. It's a great stock. Now, but again, it's under $10. So it is on the riskier spectrum. All right, let's go to the next one. But before we do, let's really look at earnings. I mean, yeah, they're making money. It really made the most money over here. Call that downward trending. And obviously some type of news story happened here where the earnings have dynamically turned around and really are kind of going sideways. Again, folks, go up here and click on the news, and we can show you, you know, and go back and look at some of those reasons why possibly those news stories are driving this particular stock. Sterling Infrastructure, really an elongated buy. The price of the candlesticks is above the stop line. It does only kiss it one time right here. Yeah, one time, and it immediately shoots back up. So frankly, this is what a great candidate should look like. A really long buy period, smooth, consistent, upward trending. $149 to $400. Wow. That is excellent. So now let's get, you know, here it is. Low point, rising above 1. And there you go, off to the races. And then, you know, RT going sideways and with a little bit of volatility here, but clearly an upward trending stock. Okay. The earnings per share, absolutely monster earnings per share. The value of this stock is $337.90. So, you know, it's overvalued. Okay. You know, you have to be aware of that. What's the stock currently worth? It is overvalued. The stop line is $333.70. RT is 1.44, which is a great number here. Earnings per share, $10.82. RS is 1.44, and GRT is currently at 26. All right, let's go to the next one here really quickly. Let's look at the time here. We're getting on it. I'm going to have to start pushing through these a little bit more quickly. A series of sell, hold to buy recommendations, a very short buy recommendation. Obviously, we get this elongated buy. RT starts to push right in through here. To me, that's a strong RT story, and then it's just off to the races. You know, 80 to 100 in a really intriguing kind of downward trending market recently. So this to me is a great number. Let's be cognizant of the fact that RT, test 1 goes higher, comes down a little bit, goes higher. This is what you want to see. Comes down, pushes higher. The little bit of concern here is obviously these highs are lower than those highs. So be careful. However, it is on the backdrop of excellent earnings per share. VectorVest values this stock at 116. So this stock is undervalued. The stop line, again, the final line in the sand right here is 96.77. RT 1.3. So currently it's above 1 and upward trending. Earnings per share is 7.29. RS is an excellent number at 1.39, and GRT is wonderful as well at 21. So certainly worthy of a watch list. Okay, absolutely no question about it. AppLovin, very popular stock. Obviously we hear about this stock quite a bit if you're into the swing trading or even day trading. There is volatility here, but dynamically, sell, hold, buy. You're looking at 366. This thing runs up to 700. I mean, it's a monster number. Now, is it going higher right now? No, it's not. You can see RT right in here. Okay, so here it is. Rises, lower. Ooh, lower, low, lower, low. Rises a little bit higher than right here, and that's a little higher. So it's quite possible. If you were sorting your watch list by RT, you might catch this in its next upward trend. Absolutely would have this in my watch list. Sort, again, the watch list by RT. Great earnings. Wow, that just popped right out of me. Look at those beautiful earnings per share at the bottom. Now, this stock is currently rated as sell. This stock, it doesn't normally stay a sell for a lengthy period of time. So here we go. Big sell-off. I don't know what the news story is. It may be a news story, but here's the high, 130. Wow, we're down here to 94. So that's quite a big drop. And you can see that RT reflects that. RT's at a historically low point. I think I would have this in my watch list. If you agree with me, say VectorVest Nation in the chat, please. If you agree with me, type in VV Nation in the chat, please. Okay. However, earnings is great. GRT is 22. Those are great numbers. RS is 1.3. That's a great number. RT is below 0.72. Okay. So, again, these are solid numbers, and we're going to start. We've only got a few minutes left, guys. So I'm going to run through these really quickly. I think the most important thing I would say is add this to a watch list. Watch the stock. It has monster earnings. There's a lot of news behind Apple right now. They're getting into the cheaper, computer space. Could that help them dynamically generate earnings per share? I mean, this company is a behemoth. Sell, hold to buy in a wonderful stock like this that everybody knows about is a great setup. If you bought this at 214, you made a little bit of money in here, and it really hasn't, caused too much indigestion for you. RT crosses here above 1, stays above 1. It tests 1 right here, and it's been running. Now, obviously, it's dropping a little bit, but just like the rest of the market, that's what's happening. Earnings per share is dynamic. I mean, it's just amazing that this company generates the magnitude of earnings per share that Apple does. It's just amazing. So there is some negative. Of course there is. Value in this stock is 183, so it's significantly overvalued at 267.58. The stop line is 242. We're well away from the stop line. Okay. I might make an argument on this one. Stock goes up, comes down towards the stop line, goes up, comes down towards the stop line, goes up, comes down towards the stop line, comes up. That's kind of an interesting swing trade dynamic that could be very interesting. Of course, couple that with RT. Okay, that could be very interesting setup for you. This to me, really, Elon's about to make $1 trillion. Big news story. Big stock price. I know a lot of people have made a lot of money on Tesla, but look at the earnings per share. It's hard to run from the earnings per share. Oof. See, I've been doing this for so long at VectorVest. It's hard. That's like the first thing I see. Oof, look at these earnings per share. Look at the GRT at -6. Wow. -6. RS, however, 1.38. Earnings per share, obviously, they're still making money at 2.34. RT is above 1. Look at the value. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Look at the value on this. 34.91. Wow, this is significantly overvalued. Okay, I have actually driven in a Tesla, and it was actually it was a cool experience. Okay, now what is the buy hold? Really, when it comes down to ease of use and the power of VectorVest, things need to be simple. What is the buy hold sell recommendation bar telling me? Anyone? Throw it in the room. Thanks, Stuart. Stuart says news and hope. Hope is not an investment plan, Stuart. That's not a plan, right? Now, I said earlier, and just to reiterate, we buy upward trending stocks at VectorVest. That's what Dr. Delita taught all of us here at VectorVest, and we teach you to buy upward trending stocks. And I asked you earlier, why did you buy the stock? And I hope the answer is because the stock was upward trending. It's hard to say that here. And this is a hard stock emotionally, probably for a lot of people when they weed the garden to remove it. But remember, when you're removing this from temptation and you stop looking at it, that might be a good thing for you. So weed your garden. This stock would be on the lower spectrum of your watch list, but when you look at all of the information, it's tough to want to buy this stock. It's just tough. Okay? It is what the graph says it is. Okay? There's just better opportunities out there. Okay? Someone, please. I weeded Elon. Thank you. I appreciate the comment. I really appreciate everybody's efforts here in the community room. I'd like to, if we can, maybe very quickly let's kind of close out of this for just a moment and let's go back to the home page. Let's see where the markets are. Wow, the Dow is up. What is going on? I'm not at my desk, folks. 3 ticks in the yellow. Get your watch list ready. Let's see what happens over the weekend. We got some interesting things obviously happening I'm unaware of. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Bill. I do want to do one thing really quickly. Everybody asked me where I find great stocks. Well, that's always a great question. If we go to the viewer's home here, we get the stock viewer, the watch list viewer. Oh, the trading system viewer. Okay. We're going to go to the stock viewer really quickly. I only have a couple minutes, right? And here it is. These are the top rated VST stocks. Very quickly, I'm going to rifle through these so fast. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not even going to analyze the stocks. I just want to see what VST looks like on a graph. 52 to 200. Folks, how hard was that? $69 to $230. Whatever. 66 to 242. That's a monster return, folks. Mind you, I'm looking at new buys here. When it becomes a new buy and RT's above 1, I'm not the setup. This goes to 5 to 13. 84 to 173. No one's going to complain about that. Look at the earnings per share. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Look at this. Wow. 100 to 350. Folks, this is the top rated VST. I took the top 10. It can't be any easier. 93 to 278. Notice the earnings per share on all these are pretty good. This to me, I think I'd take a pass on this one. I would. Now, by the way, you made money on the trade. Okay, you have 33%. It's just not as good as the others. It's okay to discriminate, folks. Here it is. Sell, hold to buy. 197 to 326. Okay, I don't like this period here. That's fine. All right. But the earnings per share are killer. Remember, VST. These are the stocks with the best technicals and the best fundamentals. The last stock for the power hour, 70 to 157. Okay, folks, this is what VST looks like. We just picked the top 10, and we looked at every single one of them. Every one of them we looked at. Okay, so let me get out of these. And let's go back to the homepage really quickly. 3 ticks in the yellow. Folks, get the watch list ready. I hope everybody has a good, safe weekend. My name is Thad Reed. It has been my pleasure to deliver the Power Hour to you. If I could help you in any way, I look forward to your participation in the roof. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, CL. It's a pleasure to have helped you today. You guys have a great day. Thank you.